What is a genuine movie prop you want to own? I'd like something not very large, recognizable, and unique, and something that doesn't need to be meticulously preserved or stored in too special of a way. Something I can just keep on my desk or on a bookshelf. A good example off the top of my head, maybe something like a bat phone from the 60s Batman series or movie. There's lots of movie props that I love and would like to see, but not to actually own. For example, costumes, vehicles. The Pulp Fiction suitcase is just a suitcase, it's not something that would be unique. The Pulp Fiction briefcase. The Pink Panther. The Ark of the Covenant from Raiders, especially if it comes in its own US government wooden crate. The Millennium Falcon model. The Maltese Falcon. James Bond's Walter PPK. The Green Destiny from Crouching Tiger. Mr. Hand's Claw Hand from Enter the Dragon. The One Ring. The Broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West. A School for Ants. Mr. Chan's Purse. Robert Redford's Bat from The Natural. Salvation Lay Within. I've always been a huge movie buff, and there are so many iconic props out there that would be incredible to own. But if I had to pick just one, I think I'd go for the DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future. I mean, come on, how awesome would that be? It's such an iconic piece of movie history, and imagine the stories you could tell with that sitting in your garage. Plus, who wouldn't want to take a trip back to the past or into the future, right? In the movie Basketball with Matt Stone and Trey Parker, if you look in the background, they have these huge 12-foot posters hanging up in the stadium where they play. I have one of those original posters, found in a dumpster not long after the movie was filmed driving up Ventura Boulevard in LA. I found one of the original Phantasm ball props from the first film at a specialty antique store 14 years ago. The owner wanted $3,000. It had a certificate of authenticity too. $3,000 was more than I could reasonably swing at the time, and I declined. Really wishing I had nabbed it. Can't believe no one has mentioned the most important device in the universe yet. Edit, and if I can have that, I'll take the Whopper from War Games. Any of the following swords: Highlander, MacLeod family sword, Ramirez katana, the Kurgan broadsword, Lord of Rings Hobbit, Sting either Bilbo's or Frodo's, Anduril, Glamdring, Gimli's axe, Black Arrow, Gandalf's staff, one of the consoles from the original Andromeda Strain, or one of the consoles from War Games NORAD scenes. Andromeda Strain had an amazing production design with lots of stainless steel and blinking push buttons. I want the Cube of Cash from Brewster's Millions. Obviously it's not real money, but I would absolutely cut it down to a reasonable height and use a pallet of cash as a coffee table. The chrome skeleton prop from the first Terminator movie. The Ferrari of Cameron S. father in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It would immediately quit everything, just maker storing it in Y vocation to fix that car that wreck up to the max. The frickin' $40 million house they bought and blew up for Bad Boys 2. Like damn fam, ain't no need for all that. Some of us poors would love a shot at that house. How do you narrow it down to just one? There are so many amazing props. But if pressed, I think I'd have to go with Rita's sword from Edge of Tomorrow. I want the arm and the chip from Terminator 2 and the glass cylinders. I will even build an exact replica of that little vault wall system, Red Foreman's shoe. I'd display it in the living room, and anytime my kids did something stupid I'd just point to it, no explanation necessary. I want Ramona's hammer from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Would also accept the pencil Heath Ledger Joker put in that guy's eyeball. Margot Robbie's shoes from the Barbie movie. Not for the reason you think. Those shoes ain't for wearing, they're for sniffing. Tom Cruise's magic holster from Collateral. How did it stay in place so well and not drop his beltless pants? I bid on, but did not win the wooden eye of the pirate who got shot with a fork in Pirates of the Caribbean. I take that guitar Christopher Guest holds up in Spinal Tap and says this guitar must never be played. I really want Paul's GTR from Too Fast Too Furious, but I couldn't possibly afford something like that. A Tiffany doll from Bride of Chucky, even if I would probably be a little scared of it, haha. Inigo's sword from Princess Bride. I know I can get a replica, but I want the genuine prop. That white strappy thing Lilu wore in The Fifth Element for absolutely filthy reasons, smiley face. All the jewelry from Crazy Rich Asians. Apparently they're all real, no costume jewelry. One of the heads of the Xenomorph from Alien, in fact even the face hugger would be cool. Briefcase from Pulp Fiction. And if we are doing animation, the Loc-Nar from Heavy Metal. Either the gold J5 from Short Circuit 2, or a full-size T-800 endoskeleton Terminator. A life-size Stargate at the back of the yard leading into the woods would be epic. The correct answer is Indiana Jones fedora. Whip is an acceptable alternative. Any of the Killer Rabbit puppets props used in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Obi-Wan's original lightsaber. I have a crown graphic that's in need of a flash. The DeLorean or the briefcase from Pulp Fiction. I need to know what was in it. Just one bottle of Heisler. It's the prop beer from all of my favorite shows. I am selling vintage hat boxes tomorrow that will apparently be in a movie. Either an Aston Martin DB10 from Spectre or the McLaren Cineform Fast X. The One Ring from Lord of the Rings. Tallahassee's hat from Zombieland. I think with all the history involved, the watch from Pulp Fiction. Full uncapped Trooper Mobile Infantry uniform from Starship Troopers. Robbie the Robot. Only after I googled most expensive movie prop. Toss-up from ST4 between the whales and the nuclear vessels. The suitcase of Raoul Duke in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Linda Carter's Wonder Woman outfit. Invisible jet included. Rick Decker's Blade Runner blaster from Blade Runner. Jack Butler's rad guitar from the duel scene in Crossroads. Original Enterprise E model made by ILM for First Contact. Neo's long leather coat and sunglasses from The Matrix. Back to the Future DeLorean or Marty McFly's hoverboard. The Ring, the Sharp Family Garnet, from Crimson Peak. The Ouran from The Neverending Story would be my pick. The cereal box signed Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool 2. The fish bowls in the shape of Who's in Animal House. The flamethrower from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Gordon's leg Scott Grimes from the Orville series. One of the toy Johnny 5 robots from Short Circuit 2. Qui-Gon Jinn's communicator from The Phantom Menace. Iron Man Mark I reactor a Pepper Potts gifted Tony. Gabriel Byrne's sunglasses from The Usual Suspects. Han Solo's pistol that shot Greedo in the cantina. The immortality potion vial from Death Becomes Her. I want the Herkimer battle jitney from Mystery Men.